Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Glory, and I am here with another makeup related video. And I'm super excited about this one because I have not one but two very special palettes to show y'all today. And I have recently got these and I haven't really played around with them that much. One of them I haven't really played around with at all. So this is going to be really exciting and I can't wait to show y'all. So the first palette I have is the My Little Pony and Colourpop palette. And this palette is $16 on the Colourpop website, but I believe that it is sold out. And I don't know if they're going to bring it back in stock. But anyway, this is what it looks like. I loved My Little Pony when I was little. I was a big fan of the early 2000s era My Little Pony. I loved all the ponies like Wisteria and Pinkie Pie and Royal Bouquet. That era of My Little Pony was my favorite. This is inspired by sort of the original My Little Pony that came out, I believe, in the 1980s. But anyway, this is just super cute, and I love the color story. And now the second palette I have for you guys is the Marvycorn by Macnificent palette with BH Cosmetics. And I have not tried a lot of BH Cosmetics stuff, and I've heard that they're really good quality and also they're very affordable. So if I like this palette, I'm hopefully going to be able to try more by them. Anyway, this was $17.50 and I picked this up at Ulta. I didn't know they would have BH Cosmetics in Ulta, but I was looking for the Jaclyn Hill Vault, and of course it was already sold out. So I picked this up instead, and I'm honestly really happy about it. Marvyn Macnificent is an international YouTube star, in case you don't know. He's extremely talented at makeup, so I would advise you to check out his channel. And then this is what the palette looks like. And this palette has 10 colors, but it also has 3 highlighters. And I think this one might be a little too dark for my skin tone, but I can definitely use these two, and I can maybe use this one for an eyeshadow topper. But anyway, I almost think that these palettes look a little bit similar in terms of the color story. Like when you first look at them, they look kind of similar. But then, I guess if you look at them a little more, you can start to see some differences. So I'm going to do some swatches real quick and I'll be right back, okay? So these are the swatches of the My Little Pony X Colourpop palette. As you can see, the shimmers look very creamy and sparkly, but I'm noticing that some of the mattes are just a little bit patchy. That just might be the way they swatch. They might look better once I actually put them on my eye and blend them out. But so far, I'm not disappointed in the quality. Colourpop rarely disappoints. So yeah, swatches of the Marvycorn by Marvyn Macnificent palette. And these are the eyeshadow swatches, and they look really pretty. The black is a little bit patchy, but I'm actually super impressed with the way these shimmers look. I can't wait to use them on my eye, especially that beautiful purple color. These are the highlighter swatches with no flash, and they look absolutely stunning. Alright, you guys, so I want to do a little makeup look with using not just one, but both of these palettes, and seeing how they look on my eyes. And I've already done my eyebrows. I'm using the Milani Stay Put Brow Color. And the e.l.f., whatever this is called, Lock On Liner and Brow Cream. And I use the shade Espresso. And for the Milani Brow Pomade, I use the shade Brunette. And I use both of these just to give my brows a little extra dimension and make them look a little fuller and more put together. And I also just use this little e.l.f. eyebrow duo brush to both brush them out and fill them in. This brush is only like $3 from CVS or Walmart, and I really use this every single day, and I love it. And I've already primed my eyes, and I used the Essence I Heart Color Eyeshadow Color Intensifying Eyeshadow Base. And this is $3 from Ulta, and I also really enjoy this. I've almost actually used it up, so I'm going to have to go pick up another one, but this is a great product. So I'm just going to put on some concealer and things, and I will be right back. Alrighty guys, I am back, and I am aware that my hair has been looking very ratchet today, but I put it up in a little ponytail thing to make it easier for me to do my makeup. And so I think I'm going to start out with the Colourpop in My Little Pony palette. And I'm going to go in with this shade right here. This is the shade Bluebell from the My Little Pony and Colourpop palette. And I'm going to take that on a Wet n Wild large eyeshadow brush and just kind of use that as my base. I've got my base on, and I used this shade right here. Say it again, in case you didn't hear me the first time, from the My Little Pony palette. It's the shade Bluebell, and it's kind of a white with kind of a lilac undertone, which I think is a really unique shade. I really enjoyed it. And I'm going to go into the Marvycorn palette and dip into this shade Flutter and use this for my transition shade. And I am taking an e.l.f. blending eye brush, and I'm just going to apply that ever so gently to the crease. And just blend it out. Alrighty guys, staying in the Marvycorn palette, I'm going to take this shade Bahamas. This is a beautiful purple shimmer shade. And I'm going to take an e.l.f. crease brush and dip it in there. A lot of product came off, but that's okay. And I'm going to apply that to the outer corner of my eye and sort of in the crease. Okay. And I will do that same thing on the other side. This is a little bit powdery, but the color is beautiful. I love a good purple. And I'm just gonna do that on the other side. Taking a Wet n Wild crease brush, I'm going to sort of blend the three colors I have on my eye together. Alrighty, so going back to the My Little Pony palette, I'm going to take this lavender shade. I believe this shade is called Sky Dancer. It's this lavender purple shade right here. It looks super pretty. I'm going to take a Wet n Wild small eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to pack that all over most of my lid. That's going on pretty smoothly, honestly. Wow, I like that. Okay. Going back into the My Little Pony Colourpop palette, I'm going to take this shade Snuzzle. I think that's what it's called. It's either Snuzzle or Firefly. I don't know, but it's the white shade. And I'm going to take my e.l.f. crease brush again and dip into that shade. And I am going to apply this on the inner corner. Okay. And also on the brow bone. Come on, Colourpop. Okay. And then I'm going to blend it all together with my Wet n Wild crease brush again and pretend that I know what I'm doing, because I don't. Oh my goodness. Alrighty guys, so I already have my concealer and powder under my eyes and also on my nose. And for concealer today, I used the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Fair. And I used, for powder, this is the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder in Extra Coverage Translucent. And I just used, for both, I just used my Real Techniques sponge. It's very, well, it's kind of getting old, so I might need to get a new one soon. Anyway, I am going to put on liner and lashes, but first I want to add some color to the lower lash line. So I'm going to take my e.l.f. small concealer brush, it says it's called a concealer brush, but I honestly have never used this for concealer in my life. Maybe I should, but I use it to put color on the lower lash line. And I'm going to get the BH Cosmetics, this Marvycorn palette, and take the shade Moana. And I'm going to put that on the lower lash line. And that is just such a beautiful bright teal. Wow, I love that. So I thought that we should finish up this look with a little blush, highlighter, lip stuff. I've got my powder and my concealer on. I'm not wearing foundation today because I don't want to. That's enough reason. So I'm going to take my e.l.f. small stipple brush, which I have held together with duct tape. Hey, it works. And I'm going to take this Wet n Wild Ombre blush in the shade In a Purple Haze. And this will kind of coordinate with my little purple eye look that I have going on here. And I'm going to just smile and put that on my cheeks. This blush is not very pigmented. It is buildable though, which is nice. It's just, this is not my favorite blush. I love the color, but it's just not my favorite. Anyway, so I have a new highlighter also from Wet n Wild that I have not tried out yet. I've only swatched it and I'm reaching over here to get it because I didn't put it on my desk. Gotta grab my highlighter basket. It is, I'm sorry for the terrible angles today, guys. I'm just getting used to my new setup with my ring light and my camera, and I'm in my new dorm room, and so I'm just getting used to everything. But hopefully, the more I film in here, the more I'll get used to it. Anyway, this is the new highlighter I have to show y'all. This is from the Wet n Wild Zodiac collection. It is the Mega Glow Highlighting Bar in water. And I want to use this because it is just so beautiful and blue, and just the texture kind of reminds me of a Van Gogh painting. And I am not a water sign, I am a fire sign. I'm an Aries, but they didn't have the fire sign highlighting bar, so I got this one instead. So I'm going to take my Wet n Wild fan brush and just sort of brush it around in there. And I'm going to take my Dollar Tree mirror and I'm going to put that on my cheekbones. Okay. See, it looks very blue in the pan, but when you put it on your face, it's sort of just sparkly with a blue tint, which is nice. I really like this. This is beautiful. Okay. Do the same thing on my other little cheekbone. Got to keep these cheekbones popping. Oh my goodness. Alrighty then. So I have that. But I also want to use some of the highlighters from the Marvycorn palette because I think these are just so pretty. So I want to take this shade Living the Life on an e.l.f. highlighter brush and just sort of just tap into it. Tap off the little excess we got going on. And then just brush that like with the Wet n Wild highlighter, just so I can be glowing to the gods, you know, blinding all these haters with this highlight, you know. And okay. Wow, that is just beautiful. Now I also want to put some highlight on the tip of my nose and on my Cupid's bow. So I'm going to take this small Wet n Wild little brush. This is actually an eyeshadow brush, but I'm going to use it for highlighter. And I'm going to just put a little bit on the tip of my nose. Wow, I just love doing that. It's just so much fun. And I'm still using the same shade, Living the Life, and I'm going to put some on my Cupid's bow. Oh my gosh, that is just beautiful. I'm going to take my highlighting brush from e.l.f. and just blend all that. Okay, and now, finish the look, I'm going to take my Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink lipstick in the shade Lover. And honestly, this lipstick will last through a zombie apocalypse. It looks so good. It lasts literally all day. You can go out and wear this and not have to worry about touching it up. I went out to the roller rink the other night with my friends from church, and this lasted the whole night. I didn't get home till like 11:30. I left at like 6. So, you know, I mean, I'm a child of God. I don't usually stay out past midnight, but whatever. Anyway, I'm just going to put this on my lips. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more quality content. I will see you guys next time. Bye!